quarantine read-a-thon. This is like my first proper read-a-thon, and I say proper, it's probably not going to be like, I'm not going to sit up for 24 hours and read, but I'm going to take you along my reading journey and try and read as much as I can, because I feel like it's been neglected over the past couple of weeks. Toby's here, he wants his lunch. So I thought I would update you on the morning, because it is coming up to midday. The dogs woke me up at 6 o'clock, so I was up with them, and I actually couldn't get back to sleep for a couple of hours, so I did start reading my book, which I will go on to in a minute. So I read my book. I did play a little bit of Animal Crossing as well, and then around like 8:30 I fell back to sleep and woke up like an hour ago, so like 10:30. The dogs really have been playing up my schedule because they don't settle, and they get us up super early, so it's fine. But it just means that I'm taking like extra long to get up in the mornings, and not necessarily having a nap in the afternoon as I used to. So anyway, that being said, yes, I got quite a bit of my book. I read quite a bit this morning. So I'm reading Hope and Other Punchlines by Julie Boxbaum. I think that's it. I bought this when we were in Florida. I started on page 90, and so far I am at page 122, so for me that's quite a good chunk. Toby, he's like, please feed me. You'd think he was starved. He's really not. He just gets very needy when he knows it's dinner time. Isn't that right? What do you want? You've still got 20 minutes, babe. Yes, what is the book about? Basically, it is set about, let's say, maybe like 15 years after 9/11. The main character is a girl called Abby, and she was one of the main faces of 9/11. Her photo was captured of her basically running out of the building as a 1-year-old, and she was carrying a balloon, so she was probably none the wiser at that age, but a photographer captured that moment, and she was seen as like the hope for everyone after 9/11. I did try and look it up. I don't think this baby Hope and the photo is a real thing. I think it is fictional, but obviously there are photos that are iconic to the events. And so it follows Abby 15 years later. She has grown up in the midst of being a internet meme as such, and everyone like knowing who she is. And this summer that it surrounds, she wants to sort of not be known as Baby Hope. She just wants to be known as Abby, and she goes to a camp as a counsellor, and she meets a boy called Noah, and Noah is sort of obsessed with her and the whole Baby Hope story and the photo, because he lost his dad in 9/11. There's still a lot of mystery surrounding that. We're not quite sure what happened there. If you've not read the book and you think you might want to, might not be the best vlog to watch, because I might give away some spoilers, so just putting it out there. But I will try and keep it sort of as non-spoilery as I can, but I cannot guarantee that, because I like to talk about the book. Yes, spoilers coming up. So we are at the stage where Noah has sort of blackmailed Abby in a way to help him find all these people that were in the Baby Hope photo, and he's obviously got a lot more that we don't know about his backstory with 9/11. We know that his dad has died. We're assuming it was because of 9/11, and I think he thinks that he may be able to find out more about his dad because he was so young, obviously, when he died. So that's what we are surrounding. So far I am really enjoying it. I'm reading it quite quickly. The chapters are fairly short. It flicks between Noah and Abby's perspective, which I enjoy. So yeah, Noah is pinning all his hope on Abby and her helping him find out who his dad was and getting that little bit of closure, but also he's really quite naive in thinking that she's like the missing clue, she's gonna help him, because he's only like a teenager. This happened like 15 years ago. No one sort of knows who the other missing people were in the background of her photo. So in a way he's naive, but he is also quite aware and realistic at the same time. He's got those two. He can see it from both sides, but he's sort of in this little bubble at the moment, I think, of wanting to find out. And you can't blame him. If you'd lost a parent, you'd want to know anything that went on, and you'd want to know every detail. So that is where I'm at in the book at the moment. I'm coming up to like halfway through in it. So like I said, it's coming up to midday. I'm going to feed the dogs. We're going to take them out on a walk. I will pick you back up when I have some Reds more. I can't promise I'm not going to be on my Nintendo Switch playing Animal Crossing, because I'm obsessed. But yeah, I thought I felt in the mood to read and bring you along with us. Like I said, it's not going to be maybe a traditional one. This might even go over a couple of days. It might be a couple of parts. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this little break from what else has been going on. I am maybe going to do like an update video, because I know I've not talked about the virus much in my videos. That's purposeful, because I believe that YouTube videos should be an escape from what's going on in the outside world. I know they are for me. So I might do like one dedicated like update video, but aside from that, you're probably not going to hear a lot about it. So yeah, this is like, to be honest, this is what I was doing because I've been signed off work ill. This is what I've been doing way before we were put into lockdown. So I mean, not reading all day, but like I've been in like essentially isolation for the past 6 months. That being said, let's go feed the dogs, and we shall see you soon. And don't let this full face of makeup and straightened hair and like decent clothes fool you, because I have been in jogging bottoms, I've had my hair tied up and no makeup on for weeks. This is like the past couple of days I've had the want to put on makeup and like feel that bit nicer again. So yeah, like I said, I'll do that in an update, like a mental health update as well. But not all good days look like this. Not all days are good, and that is okay. So yeah, let's carry on. So I just forgot to mention, I know this lighting's weird now I've sat forward, one of the like main aspects of this storyline is now that Abby thinks that she has this 9/11 cough. She is coughing up quite a bit of blood, and there is no I mean, it's very well known that people have got this cough from 9/11 and everything that was thrown up in the air during the time. So we're also dealing with the fact that she may have a limited lifetime ahead of her. So yeah, now we're gonna go and... So I haven't actually eaten anything yet today, so I'm gonna have what I'm gonna say is breakfast. So these have been some of my favourite bagels to have, and especially when bread was hard to get, bagels were easier to find. I got this Milka Philadelphia, which is really, really nice. He's happy, he's had his lunch. And then also, like, for lunch, I like a bagel with the caramelized onion Philadelphia. So, sneak peek into our fridge. Here's Oscar. Hi, boys. They want to go on their walkie. Hey, you want to go on walkie? Go wait for Darren. Go wait for Darren. So I'm going to eat this, and then we will take them out shortly for their little walk. It's a nice day out. I feel like reading will be done in the garden today. So we are just waiting on Darren. I'm reading my book. I can hear the fountain, the little bird bath fountain going outside. Oscar's here. He's being so very cuddly, aren't you? He's so cuddly. We had a bit of a situation. They needed to have they were due a trip to the groomers, and obviously the groomers is out of action at the moment. Toby, we've managed to snip with all the scissors, and he actually looks pretty good. Oscar, we could only just about get around his face because he's really, really stubborn. And then I tried to cut some of his on his back, and it just... He's at the stage where he can still go a bit longer with his fur, you know, like I can bath him and stuff. The thing he couldn't go was a nail clip, and it was one claw in particular that was really long. I don't think he let the groomer do it last time, so we had to buy some clippers, we had to hold him down, and he doesn't realise that, like, obviously it's for his own benefit, but he's very stubborn. He'll squeal a lot. He is a rescue dog, so we obviously don't know what his past was. But yeah, oh, he loves an ear rub too, don't you? You love an ear rub, Oscar. Come on, Oscar. It's a lovely day. Come on. He doesn't like the stairs. Good boy. He's like, I'm here. I'm with my mate. Quickly, Oz. Oh, so slow. Good boy. So I've come outside. I've got my book. Dogs are just roaming the garden. I've got my drink. And yeah, just sat under an umbrella. And we're loving life. Darren's going to join me out here in a bit. Oscar's having great fun in the sun. He loves it. And yeah, just going to read my heart's content. So it's about 2 o'clock now. I've come in for some lunch. I've read another like 50 pages on my book. Oh, Toby, why are you barking? Come here. So yeah, it's a really easy, quick book to fly through. I'm really enjoying it. We're at the stage where Nera and Abby are starting to like visit people that were in the Baby Hope photo and see how their life panned out. And it's really quite interesting to see how the different characters deal with what they lost at the time, whether it be a person or just something about them that they lost. And Noah and Abby are starting to, you know, get closer in their relationship, which is nice to see. Usually I'm not one for like a lovey-dovey relationship in like such an obvious way, but it's quite nice that they've got something to bring them together of that time. So yeah, I'm just going to have my lunch now and then I'm going to head back out and read some more. It's a little bit chilly out there, so I'm going to take a blanket out. I put myself in the sun a bit more so I can warm up a little bit, but yeah. Got my ice lolly. Oscar's joined me. I've got my blankie and I'm enjoying the sun. Very chilled Sunday, as it should be. So I've come inside now to a bit of a cooler, somewhat quieter atmosphere because it can get a bit noisy out there with the kids next door. I am on page 226, so I've read quite a bit today already. Oh, what? Sarah's having a cuddle with Baby. Oh,
Pidgey.
He sounds like a little pigeon. He loves you. No, book is getting good. We've just sort of found out what really happened with Noah's dad and just sort of going from there really. So I'm not quite sure where, because we've still got quite a chunk of the book left, so I'm not quite sure where the rest of it's going to go. Obviously it's now him coming to terms with the fact of knowing that his dad is dead and that his mum hid that from him, so can that sound light-hearted, Darren? Oh, don't be. Oh, such cuddles. He wants to come to me. He wants to come to me. Oh! Yes, get in your little space. Good boy, Ratty. Good boy.
Pigeon. I'm a pigeon. I sound like a pigeon.
So I've just finished Hope and Other Punchlines and I really enjoyed this book. What is the time? It is 20 to 5. So really it's been quite a quick read, this book. I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. I won't spoil the ending, but let's just say Abby's condition does get worse. Her and Noah's relationship is tested a little bit more. You get that sense of closure by the end of the book, and I thought it was really beautifully done and really empathetic towards the events that happened. And yeah, even though it's a fictional story, it made it feel completely real. And who's to say that there aren't people out there that like had very similar events to this book during 9/11 and afterwards. So yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very beautiful book. The front cover of this is actually beautiful as well. I'll show you when I go upstairs. I think this is actually a signed copy. It is indeed. So that's pretty cool. So yes, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to read next, like what kind of genre I want to read next. The book I was finished reading before this was the Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So I've finished that, so I'm on to book 5 now of Harry Potter, which is pretty cool because I've never got that far with the Harry Potter books before, and I'm still really enjoying it. Yeah, I didn't know what to think of Goblet of Fire at first because loads of people don't seem to like it as a book and a film generally. I definitely think I prefer the book as opposed to the film just because there's obviously more detail in it and more backstory and like more characters, I guess. But yeah, it was interesting to go into it now with the, like a new fresh eye-opening perspective of actually knowing what's happening, because I think I got a bit confused by the films before. And yeah, interesting to see Robert Pattinson play Cedric Diggory. Obviously I already knew he played him, but again, going in with like open eyes. And yeah, I really quite enjoyed it, like having that different focus of the Triwizard Tournament and like the Yule Ball and the different schools that came to visit. So I enjoyed it. I think it's on par with Prisoner of Azkaban for me. I think Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone will always probably be my favourite just because it's the first one. But yeah, so far I've not finished one of the Harry Potter books and thought, oh, that wasn't as good as that one, you know? So that's just my opinion. So I'm not quite sure if I want to pick up the 5th book or if I want to, again, read something in a completely different genre. I'm quite enjoying these like standalone fiction books that have like a very specific plot line to them, as opposed to like a murder mystery where that you sort of get at slightly repeated elements and things like that. So yeah, I will take you upstairs in a minute and show you my to-be-read shelf and see what we should pick up next. So, change of plan. I am sat in my little filming area. I'm going to record a couple of videos, favourites video, and also like a general update video, so those should already probably be up, I would have thought. And then I will pick out a new book, but that book that I've just finished is definitely going in the favourites. So yeah, I'm going to record this and then we'll pick out a new book. So I've just finished doing 2 videos, a favourites video and like a health update, and like a channel update. This is the front cover of the book that I finished, so it's super pretty. That's going on my pretty shelf, as I call it. Now it's time to pick a new book. So what shall we pick? I could read this. This is quite a short one. The Next Person You Meet in Heaven. I've read the first one of this now, so I don't believe it, like, I don't think it follows on from the first book, but it seems like a pretty small book that I'd be able to read quickly. Or do I pick up a Harry Potter? I have a lot of like World War II Holocaust books as well to read, but I think that might be slightly too dark for this point in time. And then I've got this one. This is another really pretty cover, the Healer. I just don't know. I'm gonna decide, and then I will let you know in a bit what I decide to read. I have decided to read Mitch Albom's The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, and I've just read the blurb, and it is a follow-on from the first book in the sense that the little girl that features in the first book that gets saved, this is now about her. So I don't know if now she dies or if it's just for following her life story, I don't know, but this is a signed first edition. We're going through all the signed books today, so yes, that will be the next one I read. I think it's going to be quite a quick book to read, and another one to check off the list. I wonder how many pages we're at now with how much I've read. I'm going to have to count that up. I started on 90 with this. 92... I've read about 220 pages-ish, maybe like 210, so not bad going. And yeah, we're going to go down, crack on. I think we're going to put dinner on soon because it is 7:20. With these lighter evenings, you just lose all track of time. So yes, but not complaining, I do love the lighter evenings. Hey. So I've put dinner on, that is a cooking. Here's Darren for the day. We are watching one of my favourite films. Jaws. Which is very odd because they started with the last one and have been working their way backwards.
Yeah, this is on Sky Movies, not on our TV.
Oh, okay. We still haven't seen the third one. We've seen, well, I have, but recently. No, that's the fourth.
Is it?
There's a lot of Jaws.
It's my boys. Oh.
I will show you what we're having for dinner in a minute, and then afterwards, more time to read. What's the matter? What's the matter with you?
Oh, I want a cup of soup, please. I want a cup of soup.
This is what we're having, the katsu chicken curry. We've tried a different variety of these from many different supermarkets, so hopefully it'll be nice, but there is nothing that can replace the Wagamama's katsu curry. But yeah, we're getting our fix this way. This is our dessert, a little Nutella pita bread pizza, as you were. So yes, we're going to enjoy this. We're watching Jaws, and then I think I'm going to have a bath so I can read some more of my book in there and not be distracted. So I am just running my bath. I have popped in one of those little, like, it looks like a tea bag, I don't know if you can see, that I've had for a while. It just like adds a bit of scent to it, and I'm also going to put in some of this Kaleidoscope. It's like a 2-in-1 body wash and bubble bath. I'm going to put that in a minute. I've also got a snow-free bath bomb. This is my last Lush bath bomb, so I might have to get some more bath bombs at some point. And then I've also got this scrub. There's a couple actually that we've got that we got on our cruise from the spa, which we never ended up using. So I'm gonna use that, buff it around on my legs, and do a nice little pamper session. So this is the last time you'll see this lovely face of makeup and nice hair, because in a minute it's about to be off and hair up. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy, read my book, and I will catch up with you a bit later. So I'm all cozied up in bed now with Davey. We're waiting for Darren to come up. Read about 35 pages of my book. Enjoying it so far. It's following Annie as a older woman. She's just getting married, but it is ticking down the time that she dies. That's sad, because it didn't really give that, like, it gives it away straight away. So yeah, that's at the start of the book. I think it's going to be a pretty quick read, to be honest. So I will read some more until I probably fall asleep, and then yeah, I will probably update you on the rest tomorrow. So, good morning, guys. It is another day, and if you can hear me, that's just Toby wanting to play. He wants to go for his walk. We're just waiting on Darren. So I'm just about to go have my breakfast. Hey! Play with it then! Look. Oh no. Oh, it went under the couch. Here's another one. Oh. Oh yes, alright you. I am going to play with him for a little bit because I think he needs a bit of a workout. Go! Sometimes they can be really lazy and don't want to go for a walk and really just want to sleep all day. And then other days, he just wants to play. Oscar was a little bit sickles this morning, bless him, but he seems alright, so he'll still howl me for his lunch, no doubt. Gonna be another chill day. It is Monday, but Darren has today off of work, so we're just having a chilled one. I need to go to the post office and send my niece's birthday present. But that's sort of all that we've really got planned today. Give it here! Give it here! So yes, just probably watching more TV, and there's a new Adam and Gary vlog to watch. I need to start editing some more videos, so I'll be doing that for quite a bit, I would have thought. And because of that, I'm glad I picked up quite like a light, small book to read, because I think that'll be quite easy just to pick up and read snippets of it. So I'm going to deal with the dogs and eat something, and we will catch up with you a bit later. Hey, hey. Can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Go. Oscar's like, I am not interested in this. You love a tennis ball, Oscar. Oh. Oh, see, and then he gives up. Go get it then. Go get it. Oh, false wall. Do you want a little belly rub? But you're sat on the coffee table. Gorgeous boy. Oh, he's off. So I am back from the post office and I'm just waiting for Darren so we can go walk the dogs, but I'm just going to play a little bit of Animal Crossing. I've been watching people do it on YouTube and stuff, and I'm not time skipping, and obviously I'm in the UK, so we got a little bit later than the US, but I feel like I want everything that everyone else has. I haven't been able to landscape yet. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, so needy. We'll go out when Darren's ready. You've just had your lunch. Ow, Ratty, now I can't play. So we have just got back from Tesco. It was actually really quiet in there, but I didn't want to film and get my camera out and just wanted to be in and out, you know. So they still had quite a lot of Easter stuff discounted. So I thought I'd just show you. These were 50p. You get an egg and a little chunk of chocolate. So 2 of those are going to be for my parents. And then we got some of these. I believe these were only 50p and this was 25p. We're very pleased. The dogs are like, what have you got for us? Nothing. You've got at least another hour until your dinner. But yeah, so I'm just going to have something to eat. I did get some guacamole, so I might have that with pita bread. But I'm really thirsty, so I'll have a drink, something to eat, and then I need to sit down and do some editing. I know I've not actually done any reading yet, so this is turning more into a day in the life as opposed to a read-a-thon, but we'll get there, we'll get. So we are just going to head down to the beach. It's coming up to 6 o'clock. We both need to get out of the house. We're a bit stressed, and I've just been doing stuff for my dad on social media, and I've not even got to editing videos yet or doing any reading, so we need to get out. Dogs are gonna have their walk, which they're very excited about because they very rarely have 2 walks. So we are back from our walk. Are we feeling better, Darren?
What?
Do you feel a bit better? I feel a bit better.
I do.
Nice bit of fresh air. Dogs enjoyed it. I think they're going to be knackered now. Darren's going to make burgers for dinner.
Yep.
Is there any, what do you want to watch on TV? Although I need to edit these videos, so I can't really concentrate too much.
I don't know.
This is supposed to be a reading vlog, Darren. And I haven't done any reading today.
Oh dear.
I will do before I go to bed, but at the moment it's a day in the life of quarantine. Good morning, guys. So it's Tuesday. As you can hear, the dogs are very ready for their walk. Oscar! We are up earlier today. It's supposed to be a work day for both of us. Oi! Oi! Darren was up all in the night not feeling very well, so he is technically sick, but I think he can swap one of his days that he's working this week. So I will still be working. I'm going to head up to the office after I've walked the dogs and sit in there and do some editing, because that, I think, is the only way that I'm actually going to get stuff done, is to like properly sit down and do it. I did read more of my book last night. If the dogs will let me, I'll try and do a quick review of what I read. So I am on page 115. I read about like 60 pages, I want to say, 60, 70 pages, and still really enjoying it. Really quick read. She's just on the 3rd person that she's met in heaven. So far, yeah, enjoying the book. Possibly maybe enjoying it more than the first one, because we've got a little bit of clarity as to what happened surrounding the accident that happened on the pier, and obviously the people she meets reflects around that and her whole lifetime. And she's getting to see things from a different perspective, and you know, things that as a child you have a different outlook on and that you don't necessarily get explained things to. She's now able to like see those things, like whereas she thought she didn't have like a very good relationship with her mother, she saw that like why she did what she did was to really protect her. So yes, I think I probably will end up finishing that today. I think I've only got like 100 pages left. So yes, gonna walk the dogs, even though Toby's just ran back upstairs to go and get on the bed with Darren. So I'll take them out and then we will come back and we will probably edit some videos. Yeah, and that's all I got for now. Is over there. Oscar was a naughty boy this morning and tipped his water bowl over to get my attention. Didn't you? Whoa. That's what he does when he wants something. He does this half grumble. Whoa. What's the matter, Oscar? You want to go for a walkie? Oh. Oh, you've come back as well, have you? Alright, let's go out then. So I'm just in the office doing some work, finally getting to edit the videos. I brought Oscar's bed up so he could sit up with me and feel like he's part of the team. This is my little desk area. So yeah, just going to be productive, and if I need a break I'm just going to read a couple of pages of my book, because I really would quite like to finish this today, because I've not got that much left. Then that would be a fairly successful couple of days reading, even though I didn't read a lot yesterday. So yeah, gonna crack on and I'll be back to you in a minute. So I have just finished editing one video. It is a like little recipe video. Toby's come and sat with me. Hi, so I was needy. Oscar's woken from his slumber. He was really knackered out after yesterday's 2 walks, so I think I'm going to pick up my book and read a little bit while this exports, and then probably play a YouTube video. I'm starting to hit that, like, you know, you're tired, and I would usually go for a nap, but I know like as soon as I like sit on the couch I'm gonna be like won't want to get back up again, so I'm going to try and do as much as I can and try and be productive. It's really hard as well because I know I'd be more productive if Darren was out at work, but because he's home I feel like obliged to spend time with him, and considering he's not very well today, it makes it harder. It's a bit distracting, and the dogs are very distracting as well. They're so cute little, aren't you? But yeah, it's a nice day out, I know. Nice blue sky, I can hear the fountain going. And yeah, he's so cute, baby. Oh, it's a rat. It's a big rat. So I've just read maybe another 10-20 pages, and this book really makes you think it would be nice if we have this chance in the afterlife to talk to these people that impacted us in our life somehow, and able to resolve some issues and get clarity on things. But really, it's a reminder that we should be communicating more now, so we don't waste that time and then have the not knowing, So yes, still really enjoying it, plodding through. I sort of just want to sit here now and just read the rest of it, but I do need to at least try and edit another video, so I'm gonna do that and then I'll pick this back up in a bit. So I've got about 50 pages left of my book. While my video is exporting, I think I'm gonna go have lunch because it is 2 o'clock now, and then I'm gonna come back and do more of what I was doing. But yeah, I really want to finish this book in the next hour or so, because it's got good. We still don't know whether Annie's husband died or lived through her doing the lung transplant, so they're holding on for that. We're at the 4th person now that she's met in heaven. I want to bet that maybe the 5th person might be her husband, which would be a sad ending, but we shall see. That's just my predictions at the moment. So I have just finished reading The Next 5 People You Meet in Heaven, or The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think I possibly enjoyed it more than the first book. It ended how I thought I would. I'm not going to say whether what I predicted was right or not, but it ended how I thought it would, and then it didn't. So there is a bit of a twist at the end, which I quite liked, and it had quite a reassuring, happy ending anyway, so that was nice. So yeah, I think I'm going to have a bit of a nap. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but today we found out that Cath Kidston has shut all its stores and it's just going to be online, and that's really sad because 5 years ago I started working for them as a Christmas temp, and then worked for them for 2 years, so that was my first proper job. And if you've been around my channel for a long time, you'll remember the days that I worked there, and sort of the end of an era really for that. But I think if anything, we're learning just so much about ourselves and the people around us, and what's really important at this time, and yeah, crazy. I've got a little spotted friend join me, great. On that note, I'm probably going to have my little nap, and I will catch up with you a bit later where we can pick our 3rd book for the video. So that was good, glad to have got that accomplished. Let's take it off my Goodreads. Update progress, finish the book. Now, do I give it 4 or do I give it 5 stars? I'm going to give it 5 because it was quite good, and I probably would read it again when I've forgotten one day what it was about. So I wouldn't necessarily say you have to read the first one to read the second one, but it does sort of help to understand the characters a bit more. But yeah, it's got good star ratings. 1 book ahead of schedule. That's what I like to hear. Cool. These are, if you've not seen any of my other videos, these is the rest of what I've read this year. Some very good ones on there, so definitely check out my Goodreads. It's always linked down below, and yeah, go and friend me on there. So we're watching the Bake Off. His mother looking glamorous. she didn't look that glamorous 5 minutes ago. We've timed the Bake Off perfectly so we can watch it together. Toby's here. How's quarantine life?
Baking traditional flapjacks should be straightforward.
We're still in the middle of Bake Off, but I've just made some cookies. I'll show you what I used because I got two. You couldn't get a cookie mixture to save your life in Tesco, so I ended up getting this. They also had like a double chocolate one. So that's what I made. It's made 8. So I'm going to let that cool for a little bit and then eat it. But they are making flapjacks on the Bake Off, so now I want to make flapjacks.
How are you getting off the toilet roll?
Fine. I'm going to get my, I'm going to try one of my cookies.
What about pasta and tin stuff?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try a cookie.
I know how to keep my body healthy.
Oh,
How do you keep your mouth healthy?
not as nice as the other ones, but fairly nice. They'll do in a quarantine pinch.
The number one toothpaste most used by.
So Terry and I thought we would end the vlog for today, just catch you up on this evening. So pretty just chilled evening, because I read and finished that other book. I haven't picked anything up yet. I have just picked one out to read, possibly in bed now, and then start reading more tomorrow. But yes, me and my mum FaceTimed and we watched the Bake Off together, and then we watched a documentary thing on the TV about Amazon, and on Disney Plus we watched the like sing-along event that they had. They put it on there, but I have picked up to read next Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Again, this is a signed edition because, you know, I love the signed edition. This is actually the deluxe edition as well. It's by Delia Owens. Yeah, I said that. It's really nice. It's got like almost like a cloth element on the side. I saw oh, what's her name? I've recently been watching someone called, her channel name's Drinking by My Shelf, but her sister Sophie has recently finished this as well. And I've had this for a while on my list, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. Don't know too much about it. I think it's sort of like about this like mysterious girl that sort of, oh bless you Darren, sort of this mysterious girl that sort of grows up in a swamp, or like a swampy area from what I can gather. So I'm really not quite sure what I'm going into, but I thought it would be a fun one to read. And yeah, I'm looking forward to delving into something new. Sometimes when I read like a completely different standalone book that I'm not, like, it's not my typical, sometimes it's some of my favourites. So I'm gonna start reading that tonight, and I will probably update you in the morning if I did read any. So yeah, good night, we will see you tomorrow. Good afternoon guys, it is another day, and yes, that's right, I did say afternoon. Today has been a very lazy day. I obviously got up with the dogs at like 5:30, and then I couldn't get back to sleep, so fed them at like 6, and then they woke me back up about 8, and then I couldn't get back to sleep for like an hour, and then when Darren got up at like 10, he took them down and I was able to sleep in for a bit. So me and this one had sleepy weepy times this morning, and we loved it. So yeah, some days, like I said in my update, are just not productive days, or like you're not going to be as productive as if you were going out to an office or out to work. So yes, it is about 2 o'clock. We're just having some lunch. And then we're going to take the dogs out for their walk, and then I'm going to come back and hopefully edit a couple more videos. I did start reading Where the Crawdads Sing last night, but I only got like 13 pages in. It looks like I've read a lot more because there was like a word from the author and like all the bits beforehand, and there's like a map in there and stuff. So far, from what I can tell, it's about a girl called Kaya who is living with her family during the 1950s on this like swampy marshland area, and at the moment her mum keeps like disappearing, from what I can gather. But that's all like that I've discovered from this so far. So interesting. It's piqued my interest. We'll see how well it goes for the rest of the day. Hopefully I can read quite a bit, and yeah, I'll catch up with you a bit later. Say bye, Tibby. Say goodbye. What's the matter? What do you want? He wants a walk. Are you a cute boy? He's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, love you, Ratty. Oscar, do you want to go on your walkie? Oscar. Oh, Ratty does. Oscar. Oh. Where am I? You want to go on your walkies? Ratty does. I thought I was in a deep slumber. You want to go and walk? Come on, Oscar. So me and Darren are back from our walk. We are going to sit in the garden. I've got my little frozen yogurt. I'm going to read my book and just enjoy the warm weather because it's pretty nice out. Get me a cushion? No. Obviously I'm in the shade. So I have come in from outside. I was sat outside reading for a little bit and playing Animal Crossing. But now I'm going to make some flapjacks. This is the book I'm taking it from. I've had this for years. And this is the recipe. So I'm pretty sure we've got everything. So yeah, I won't do like a full step-by-step process, but I will show you little bits here and there as I go along, and hopefully they will taste nice. I want them to be nice and like chewy. So I'm just waiting for the flapjacks to cook, and I thought I'd just update you a little bit more on where I am in the book. I'm still only like 35 pages in, but we found out a bit more about the characters and how this book looks like it's going to be laid out. So it does jump between sort of two timelines, 1952 with Kaya as a child, and then 1969, and we seem to be following a death of a boy called Chase Andrews, who I think is like late teens, early 20s maybe. So those are the two that it flips between at the moment. We know that Kaya is currently now on her own at home with her dad, although her dad is like an alcoholic and he's never around, and she seems to be like trying to fend for herself out on the marsh. Completely different to anything that I've ever read. I'm interested to see obviously like the murder mystery side element, or like just like the death, what happened to the boy, and I'm assuming at some point their stories will interlink, and yeah, that's where I'm at. I will show you the flapjacks when I take them out, and I'm just gonna chill for a bit. I just tried to take it out and that was a complete fail. It's really quite loose, so I'm not quite sure whether it just needed to set in the pan for a little bit to cool or what, but this is a failed bake. I also taste a little bit, and I think the oats, we should have got fresh oats because they've been in there a while. Like they expired maybe 2 years ago. So, live and learn. We might try these again another day. We'll see what Darren thinks. I mean, it's not unedible. Can still eat bits of it, but yeah. Oh well. So it is obviously bedtime now. I've read about 20 more pages of the book this evening. I'm not wildly into it at the moment. it's yet to really grip me. I'm not overly keen on like the writing style, just the way, I don't know, just the way they talk, and I don't know, it's not grabbed me yet. But I will persevere with it. I'm going to see if I can read a little bit more in like the next half an hour, and then I'll probably call it a night. So yeah, I will let you know in the morning if I read any more. Tomorrow is gonna, oh, excuse me. Tomorrow is gonna try and be like a work day, so I'll be in the office doing some work and editing and things like that. But yeah, I know I've not really vlogged a lot today, but I've been doing a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that I can't quite share yet, but maybe soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, bye guys. Good morning. So it is Wednesday today, and we're up nice and early. It's 10 o'clock. The dogs already had their walk, and I've had my breakfast and had a shower, all that. And I even managed to read some of my book this morning. So I read maybe like another 20 pages this morning, and I was able to get into it a little bit more than I did last night. I didn't read anything else after I signed off to you last night. But yeah, this morning I seemed to get to grasp with it. We're getting to know Kaya's father more as a person, and yeah. So I'm going to head into the office, do some work with Darren, and I will catch up with you maybe towards the end of the day, I would have thought, when I've managed to read some more. So yeah, or if anything else interesting happens, I'll pick you up. It's Toby. You had your walk? Was it nice? So it's about 4 o'clock, and my new endeavour for the next hour or so is to try and cut Oscar's hair. We tried with scissors, didn't work, plus it doesn't look good on his fur because he's got really dense fur. So we've got Darren's clippers out that I used to do his hair a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to try that. We're being half successful. Here he is. He's managing to let me do a little bit. There is like fur flying around everywhere, mind you, but what I've done is I put a little bit of jam on a spoon, and that's the only way he will stay still. Apparently he's notorious for being bad with the groomer, so wish me luck. But yeah, we're just going to do it as best as we can, just because it is like fairly hot at the moment and want to get at least some of it off him. At least so jumpy. You also need a bath, because look at those brown chops and those brown paws. Need a bath, babe. Jam. Have a little bit of jam. Good boy, Oscar. Good boy. Good boy. Well done. Good boy, come here. I have to give you less for your dinner if you're having this jam. Come here. Come here. You're only letting me do one side of you, Oscar. Come on. Otherwise you're going to be long one side, not long the other. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Jam? Hey, hey, there's Jam. Oh. You're going to need a wipe round your mouth as well. You're going to get sticky chops. But I'm not sure still. Come on. Oh, I just dropped on the table. Good. He does it so bloody quickly. Oh, look, now it's on the carpet. Quick, lick that up. You spent ages licking the floor in the kitchen around dinner. Why will you not lick this? For ages. So we have completed Oscar's haircut. Darren came down and helped me cut him. Let's have a look at the final product. He looks handsome. He still needs his chin washed and cut and, you know, His paws are still a little bit long, but not bad. Are you going to give us a walk, Foz? Are you going to give us a walk? Come on. Come on, Oscar. What's this? Yeah, let's have a look here. Ooh, handsome. Handsome boy. I also forgot to mention that I've been reading more of Where the Crawdads Sing. I was sat outside before I got Oscar there, and was out there for a good hour maybe, and read. I'm now on page 95, so we're getting there. I am getting a little bit more into it now. There's quite large chunks of like time that are missing, like between one section it was like Kaya was 6 and then it skipped to 4 years later. At the moment I don't feel like we're too like done a disservice because we've not got that 4-year knowledge in between, but we'll see how the book goes. Obviously at the moment there is a lot more Kaya based side of it than there is about was it Charles? I can't remember his name, but the guy, Chase, the guy who died. We're only really getting very small snippets of that every now and again. At the moment it's mostly Kaya based, so yes, I'm going to continue reading. I think I'm going to head back up and try and edit a couple of videos, but I know it's going to be quite hot up there. I've got the fan on at the moment down here. And Toby, why have you got a wet ear? I think Darren's just made his ears all wet. No, he's put moisturiser on him. Oh god, you stink. Oh my poor baby, what's he done to you? Oh dear. So yeah, I will talk to you in a bit. Bye. Good morning guys, another day with Toby here. I didn't end the day yesterday because I was shattered. I did end up reading a couple more pages in bed, like maybe 10-15 pages, and I am like enjoying it more as I'm going along, so hopefully today I can get a good chunk read. There's still like some work stuff like editing that I need to do, but hopefully I can get a good chunk of book read. Maybe I'll have another bath tonight because I always read a lot in the bath. So I've just been sat here doing some work and it's about nearly 1:30. I think I'm going to go down, have some lunch, and I think I'm going to try and bake some flapjacks again, or bake something at least. I think Darren wants like the cornflake clusters. I'm sort of wanting to do fairy cakes. So I'm going to try and make something. Maybe I'll bake everything, we shall see. But yeah, and then I'm going to take my book down and be able to read whilst that's in the oven and cooking. And yeah, not been as productive as I would have liked work-wise this morning. I've not gotten around to edit anything else. It's just sort of been like research for my new project, but yeah, sometimes that's the way it goes. So let's go have some lunch. What have we got? I did get some naughty foods yesterday, lots of like carby food, so just the healthy eating is not happening at all. I feel like it goes in like ebbs and flows though, like we can be really unhealthy 1 minute and then be like super strict, super healthy the next. So yeah, I'm gonna go and eat and I'll catch up with you a bit later. So flapjacks are in the oven. I'm just wondering if I want to melt some chocolate for once they're cool to drizzle on them. Not sure. Because sometimes you just want, like, if they're really moist, I think they'll be fine on their own. So we'll debate on that. But now I'm going to go and sit in the lounge. Come on, Oscar. And we are going to read some more of my book. Me and Toby are going to sit here. And we're going to read for a good, like, 15 minutes until the flapjacks need to come out. So I'm just reading my book. The flapjacks are just about ready to come out of the oven and I can smell them. They smell way better than they did when I tried to make them yesterday. I also reread the instructions and it did say leave in the pan until they're completely cool, so I'm going to take that tip today. So yeah, just about to take them out of the oven and then I will come back and I will tell you sort of where I'm at with the book. But as you can see, me and the dogs are just chilling and it's just really cozy, and yeah, it's nice just to hear like the outside noise, and yeah, there's my timer. I'm gonna go take them out. So I'm on about page 120, and I thought I'd just let you know about the book. I've just taken the flapjacks out. They look a little bit crispy. I think I maybe left them in like a smidge too long, which is a shame, but hopefully they still taste good. Yeah, so really starting to enjoy the book. Kaya is really sort of like growing. It's definitely like a coming of age book, I'd say. I know that term gets thrown around a lot, and I'm always like, what does that mean? But she's like, you're following her growing up, and like you can only imagine like how lonely she must feel. Like she barely has any interaction with anyone. She does manage to go into town and get a few supplies, and that's really the only contact she has between like the ages of like 6 and 10. And her dad's like always disappearing, but like she never mentions that she feels lonely. I think she feels quite content with being out on the marsh and like having just like the nature as her friends. She does meet a very special friend, a guy called Tate, who is, she did see like when she was a younger child, who was out fishing on the marsh, and he's sort of come back into her life, and he's starting to help her read and things like that, and I can tell that relationship is just going to grow, and even though he's a little bit older than her, he still is like really kind to her, and yeah, he's not like teased her about anything that maybe like some other boys his age would have. Like she's obviously starting to become a woman, and he was right at the forefront of when that started. So yes, it has been growing on me, this book. Definitely one to like, once you get your head around the writing, because it is very like, it's set in North Carolina, so it's very like southern-esque writing, and obviously it's like back in the 50s and 60s when it was really like the deep south, and when there was like the colour segregation and things like that. So once you get your head around it and put yourself in that time frame, I'm starting to quite enjoy it. So yeah, just gonna plod on through for a little bit. I need to wait until the flapjack cools completely, and then we will cut up and see what it's like. Debbie's tongue sticking out. Hi, Debbie. Debbie. Hi, sweetie. Are you tired? Look at your tongue out. It's gonna be all dry. Oh, it's all dry. Oh, it's all dry. Oh, it's all dry. Love you. So, shocker, I fell asleep. It is about 4:30, and the flapjack looks ready. As you can see, it was slightly burnt on top. I'm gonna cut into it, and then we're gonna try it and see what it is like. And then I don't know if this knife is going to be strong enough. Oh. In all fairness, it did say cut it after like 10 minutes, and I fell asleep, so at least it still feels like chewy inside. That's good. Okay. First reaction, I'm going to take a little bit from the middle that's not like completely crispy. But yeah, bottom feels nice and like soft and moist. That's real. The top's a little bit crispy, but like the rest of it is quite chewy and moist. I'd say that's a success. I'm not going to put any chocolate on it, just because there's a lot of sugar in it already. And yeah, I am pleased with that. If I can find a recipe, I will link it down below. But literally, I'll just show you. That is all the ingredients, and you literally just melt everything into a saucepan and then put the oats in, and then bake it on 160 for 25 minutes. I did mine at 180, so that might be why the top was a bit crisp, but yeah,
very pleased with that.
So I have just finished Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and I thought I'd just finish the vlog and do a wrap up. I'm actually recording this little bit a couple of days later than the last clip you saw, mainly because I didn't think there was a lot, like I wasn't reading continuously, so I didn't feel like I needed to update you in between. But yes, I finished it today and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I think this was like a really surprising turnaround for me, because at the start I really wasn't getting into it, but by the end of it I was like hooked. It just is really gripping, the way that it jumps between sort of like the present day in the book, which is like 1970 and the court case around Chase Andrews' death, and then obviously it goes back from 1950 up until that point of Kaya's life, so you get to see, you know, that sort of 15-20 year aspect of her life, and you really feel like you get to know Kaya as a person, you grow with her. I really felt like quite a fondness for her, and like this book literally has any possible genre, like it covers all topics, makes you feel all of the emotions, like there's obviously a bit of like prejudice and racism just because of where it's set in, the time it's set in. There is like a bit of like it touches slightly on like sexual abuse, and also family abuse and alcohol. Her dad's obviously an alcoholic, so it touches on that, and like isolation, and just like it just covers so many different things. And like I said, yeah, it makes you feel all the different emotions. When the relationship progresses between Kaya and Chase, you sort of get lulled back into a false sense of like this could go well, but then you're like, oh, hang on a minute, in the first 2 pages they told me he's dead, so obviously something doesn't go well. And then going through that relationship, and I could tell from the start like something was off with Chase. I did not like him as a person. I won't say what happens, but obviously your gut instinct will tell you. So from the start we know that Kaya is a suspect of killing Chase Andrews. So you know that from the start, and then by the time you get round to them actually doing like the court case, like I said, you totally are invested in Kaya as a character, and I was like just gripped, wanting to know what happened within that trial, and yeah, I just found it really good. And even after the trial had ended and we got the conclusion to it, it still had twists and turns and secrets were unveiled, and I thought it was really good. It's definitely, I went on Goodreads and it's definitely been like a bit of a Marmite book. You either like really like it or don't like it. I would say just try and push through like at least the first 100 pages. Don't just read like a chapter or 2 and then put it down, because if I'd done that I wouldn't have finished it, and I actually really enjoyed this book. So yeah, time to pick another book. I'm going to end the vlog here. If you liked this and you want to see sort of another like reading vlog, like a couple of days in my life type vlog, then leave me a comment down below, let me know, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.